Okay, so now we are going to learn how to use loops, the 3 different types of loops in our coding. Okay, so here I have one file ready. So I will save this first in my folder. So let me go to the desktop. This is the place. So it's a C program, and let's name it as sample1. Okay, save. All right, so now I'm ready. Okay, first thing, let's print something on the screen. Okay, so let's print, I need to use printf. Okay, so let's print hello. Okay, so this is what I want to print. So now let's run this. Okay, let's compile and run. And this is what you will get. Okay, so I have one printf statement and it is displaying hello. So here you will have one hello. Okay, which is true. So now we have a problem. I want to keep on printing hello for 5 times. Okay, so what I can do is I can do this. Okay, because I want it to be 5 times, right? So I can just copy, I can just paste this 5 times. Okay, and I compile and run. Yes, I have 5 hellos, which is what I want. But if you look at the coding, it's a bit not nice to see it this way. Okay, so what I can do is I can remove the other 4 statements. So I am going to repeat this statement again and again for 5 times. Okay, so in order to do this, I need to have a variable to help me. Okay, so I'm going to use a variable that I name as, let's say, count. Okay, this is an integer. Okay, and this particular value I can, okay lah, I can just define it this way. Okay, so this particular variable is going to help me to count how many times I have repeated this particular statement. So what I do, previously we learned about 3 different loops: for loop, while loop, and do while loop. So I'm first going to show you how to use a for loop. So the syntax is for, and then there's 3 things inside. Okay, there's 3 items inside a for loop, and then whatever that we want to repeat. Okay, this one is the item that I want to repeat. I put it in the curly braces. Okay, I put it in the curly braces, and this is how it will look like, something like this. Okay, so this is the item that I want to repeat. Now I have to put in 3 items here. Okay, very simple. For me to count 3 times, sorry, okay, make it 5. Okay, 5 times, right? It's easier for me to count from 1. So I can do count equals to 1. This is my starting point. Okay, now if I want to print this on the screen 5 times and I start with 1, where should I stop? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I should stop at 5. So my count value shouldn't go more than 5. So count must be lesser or equals to 5. That is my condition. Okay, and then how do I go from 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, and so on? I have to put count plus plus. Okay, what does count plus plus mean? Count equals to count plus 1. So every time I loop, my count will be increased by 1 and I will know how many times I have repeated this particular statement. Now I'm going to run this, but I'm going to add a /n so that our output will be nicer. Okay, so let's compile and execute. This is what you'll get. Okay, as it comes in, my count is 1. Is it lesser or equals to 5? Yes. It'll come down, display the first hello, and then my count will increase by 1. So from 1, it becomes 2. Okay, from 1, it becomes 2. So is 2 lesser or equals than 5? Yes, it is still true. So I will display the second hello. Now my count will increase by another 1. So 2 plus 1 becomes 3. So is 3 lesser or equals than 5? Yes. So it'll come down and do the third one. This will go on until the condition is met. Once the condition is not met anymore, it'll go out of the loop and stop. Okay, so this is how a for loop works. You have the starting point, you have the condition, and you have how to increase from 1 to 2, 2 to 3, and so on. Okay, it doesn't mean that you must always start counting from 1. I can start counting from 12. Okay, but if I start from 12, where should I stop for me to get 5 hellos? So 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I should stop at 16. And every time my count will be increased by 1. Okay, so that is how the starting point, the condition, and the increment or decrement work. I can also, okay, this one is increment because I'm going upwards until I reach this value. I can also do decrement. Okay, so maybe I start with 12, but I'm going down. So where should I stop? 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. Okay, so I should stop at 8. But remember, you must change the symbol to be this way because it's going downwards. If it goes below 8, I should stop. Okay, so now because I'm going downwards, I cannot plus plus. I have to minus minus. Okay, so it's either way. As long as you know where you want to start and where you want to stop, okay, and how you want to increase the value or how you want to decrease the value, I think it should be okay. Right? So now this is a for loop. Okay, this is a for loop. How will it look like if I have a while loop? Actually, it's the same. Remember, I showed you earlier. It's actually the same, but the locations will be different. So let's change this. The same concept, okay, the same scenario, change it to a while loop. So I have a while statement here. My starting point will be on top and my increment or decrement will be just before the last curly braces of the loop. Okay, just before this, make sure you end with a semicolon. There shouldn't be any semicolon at the condition area, and this will be your while loop. Okay, so let's try this, see whether it works or not. Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it still works. Alright, so the items are all the same, but I'm using a different looping, and the items are at different location. Okay, what if I'm using a do-while loop? So I can take all this, put it down here. Okay, and then I replace this with do. Alright, and then at the end here, I need to end it with a semicolon. That's it. It will also give me 5 hellos. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The same thing. Okay, so whatever that you want to repeat, you can use a for loop, you can use a while loop, and you can use a do while loop, as long as you know where to place your starting point, where to place your condition, where to place your increment and decrement, and what you want to repeat.